All rights reserved. Be Efficient is a trademark of Be Efficient Company, used by permission. All other third-party trademarks are the property of their respective owners. By continuing, you agree to not modify, copy, distribute, transmit, display, perform, reproduce, publish, license, create derivative works from, transfer, or sell any information, software product, or service obtained from the site in any manner not allowed herein. See full terms of use at the end of presentation or upon purchase. The product you're about to preview is called the Micromanager. It is designed to give you all your financial information in one place, offline, user-friendly, visually aided, practically organized for any and all financial evaluation and decision making, while aided by a multi-dimensional visual display. The Micromanager has three displays: the Micromanager Debt Analyzer, the Monthly Budget Variables display, and the Monthly Expense display. What if you could test out your financial decisions in real time before you make them? Now you can. The Micromanager allows you to view your finances on one screen so you can test how your financial decisions affect your budget, your debt to income ratio, and your revolving debt ratio. This allows you to predict the direction of change in your FICO score, your expendable income, and track the effectiveness of any saving strategies you put in place. So let's see how it works. We will use a sample of financial data to see how a $5,000 gift, savings, or tax return might be used to accomplish various financial goals. First, we will look at the current information and see how it changes when we apply the same $5,000 in different scenarios. So, this is our Micromanager, and currently we have an initial annual debt reduction of $23,791. A revolving debt ratio of 61%. Ideally, your FICO score would like this to stay below 60%. That is the difference between how much you have used in your revolving debt or credit card debt and how much you still have in available in money to use. So next we'll go down and see how it affects your other displays. Your income to expense ratio is now 94% with an expendable income of $195 a month with a total monthly expense of $3,108. So first we'll go down and see if we take that $5,000 in our test area and we put that $5,000 initially on loans. We have 4 loans. We can pay this one off at $2,100, which will make us have no payment. And we can pay the other $2,900, which is a total of $5,000. And loans don't typically go down in minimum payment when you pay more on them, but they do decrease the amount of years you have to pay. So you would have to find that information out from your lender to figure out what that benefit was. But as far as your financial picture and budget, it increased your annual debt reduction by $5,000 to $28,791. The revolving debt ratio does not change because we did not pay anything on credit cards. The Fed loan is gone, including the payment, and it significantly reduced another one of the loans. Now we're at 92% of the income to expense ratio and $251 in expendable income, and the monthly expense is now $3,052. So let's see what the difference is when we take the $5,000 and use it on a credit card. Let's put our information back. So we'll take credit card here. We'll put the $5,000 on this credit card. It will reduce this to $6,600, which will reduce our payment to $66 because credit card companies typically use 1% as your payment amount, with the exception of credit unions, which may have a different percentage rate on your payment. So here, of course, we're still dealing with the same $5,000, so the annual debt reduction stays the same. The revolving debt ratio has now gone down to 56%, which is good. That's good. That's below 60. And the income to expense ratio has gone down to 93%, which is $245 in expendable income and $3,058 as a total monthly expense. So, and now let's see what happens when we take that $5,000 and we put that $5,000 on a credit card loan combination. So we'll go ahead and pay off the loan again and then put the remaining balance on that credit card, and now it's $87 from $8,700, and we're going to go back up and see what happens. So same to $5,000, so our annual debt reduction does not change, but our revolving debt has now gone down to 58%, which is below 60, which is good. We've gotten rid of one of the loans and the monthly payment for that loan, which makes us monthly budget go down to 92%, and we have $280 in expendable income now with a monthly expense of $3,023. So we'll try one more scenario, and that is to take this $5,000 and put on a mortgage. So if we take the money, and you can, instead of putting these numbers back in like I'm doing, you can just push the back button on the top of your screen, and then it'll just go back and take them out. But to stop from switching back and forth, and to show you what it's actually doing and make sure you know to follow all the processes as well. Now we're going to put it on the mortgage, $5,000. And typically when you pay on a mortgage, like I said, with most loans, they don't decrease the amount of the payment. They usually just decrease the amount of years you have to pay. And you can either consult your company for that, the loan company, or you could use a mortgage calculator online. I recommend my calculator because you can easily put in the extra payment or bulk payment, and it will give you the new schedule. But here you can see same $5,000, but now your debt ratio is back to the 61% because we're not paying off any revolving debt. We're just paying down the mortgage, so the mortgage has been decreased, and now it's $56,762. And it didn't affect our monthly budget. It's still at 94% with $195, and the monthly expense is still at $3,108. So these scenarios have different benefits. So if you look at the graph on the previous slide, you'll see this differences so that you can choose whether or not you want to more affect your budget, whether or not you want to affect both your FICO score and your budget, whether or not you want to get rid of a payment altogether. Whatever your goal is, you pick the scenario that best fits your goals, and the way that you can figure out which one to use is to use your micromanager. And thank you, and happy micromanaging. Micromanager is reasonably priced and designed to help people take control of their finances in these troubling times in the comfort and privacy of their own homes. No more need to connect your accounts to the internet or flip several screens to access information. The Micromanager tracks all your information on one screen with once per month bill tracking that keeps your display accurate every month. Tech support is provided by Be Efficient. Enjoy your micromanaging.